friends, welcome back to the channel. It's Angela, the traveling crafter. I'm giggling because it's been a day. We are back with episode number 4 of Smash a Stack, and we are going to be continuing to work on 25 pieces of 12 by 12 paper that we are transforming into ephemera, leaving no scrap behind. That's right. There will be no scraps when we are done. So far, what do we have? Up until this point, we have, depending on if you did the 2 policy envelope sheets or not, you probably have somewhere between 35 and 39 pieces of ephemera. We've used about 10 or 11 pages, depending on, if you followed exactly or if you, skipped some of those policy envelopes. And so we have about 15 pages left in our arsenal to finish up. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And if you didn't see the last 3 videos, go check them out. We have done envelopes. We have done policy envelopes. I kind of messed those up. I had a little debacle with the pupster and the storms. I am still here. It is the same day that I'm doing the videos in the camper. Ruby's going a little stir crazy because she can't get outside, and so it's been a day. We've also done these folded pockets. This one ends up making I didn't say this, I don't think, but basically 7 little pockets. So there's 2 inside of here, 2 inside of here, because we folded them up. And I did this out of just regular paper so you could see it. There we go. There you can see it. So there's 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 1 here. And then if you put it onto the page, there'd be another one. So 7 of those. And then I also showed you how to do them just singly with 4 6x6 pieces of paper. Done those. What else did we do? We did, these are our 7. We didn't get too crazy, did we? I actually did 8 because I made a tiny itty bitty one. But these are just from tags from 1 sheet of paper. We did a couple of just, if you are someone who does a binder journal, just 2 signatures. I mean, we did some really simple things. We did the 1 sheet where we made all of these little flippy floppity flop flops pockets. So that was out of 1 piece of 12 by 12. We then made these out of 1 12 by 12, 2 6 by 6 pockets. We've made this cutie patootie. We've made this one. And all of those are on the playlist, and they are recent. And then we did this one where we made this an over-the-page piece, and then I have this extra little piece left. I should put that up there, huh? And then I made this double little pocket just to go with that as well. And then another easy-peasy one was just a 12 by 12. Again, you could, if they were the same size, I made mine different sized, but you could, if you were doing a regular traditional journal, you could just have folded it in half and folded this up. I did mine because most of mine are binders like that. So that's all that we've done so far, which is a lot, I'm saying. The next thing we're going to do is kind of a flip out folio pocket. Now, when you look at this, it kind of looks like, oh gosh, that might be a little bit difficult to do. It's not, I promise you. So get your 12 by 12 piece of paper out. Gosh, I could almost use this with that stuff, but we'll decide that later. Here's my template. I've got it all ready to go. And all you're going to do is cut your paper in half. So you have a 6 by 6 and a 12 by 12. Did I write the dimensions down? I did. I did this, and then I was like, I don't know if I remember what my scoring method was. Now, again, if scoring to you is just too, like, it just doesn't do it for you, don't do it. It's not a big deal. So I did not write this down on this piece of paper, and I do need to do that at 2 3/4 and 8 1/2. 8 1/2. All right, good. If I don't do that now, I'll forget. All right, so the first one you're going to score at 2 1/4. And you're going to score it again at 7 3/4. So there you have it. That is going to be this front flap, okay? So it's going to go like this. I know, Ruby. And it's going to go like this. Just like that. Easy enough. Set it aside, and should I do this one the opposite way? Why not? We'll see what happens. This one you're going to score at 2 3/4 and 8 1/2. All right, now that is going to be your inside piece. Now on this one, I decided on the inside piece, actually, this is going to be the outside piece. I'm going to make this one this way. Yes. So we're going to fold these two. Sorry about that. You can do it either way. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, so we'll make this one the outside, and then this one is going to fit in here like this. And so we'll have a pocket here. This will swing up, and you can fold this either way. I chose to fold mine this way, because then this one could be this way. So now we need to make our holes here. Our holes are oh gosh, this is not a very good punch. I don't know where I acquired this from, but I've had it forever. It just doesn't. Okay. And then we need to, let's look at this. Oops, this one goes on the outside. So we need one here. There we go. Now all we're going to do, gosh, I really feel like I need to distress that one. Let's see if I can find that quickly right here. I just think it's going to, if I don't do it now, it's going to look, I have ink on my, at least just where it's going to fold over. I can do the rest of it later. But those two I want to make sure that are done. And that's all there is to it. Now we're going to put it together so it makes sense to you guys. All right, so let's start with this back page. So this one is going to, so just remember, these two are going to be glued together. This one I'm going to turn this way. And then this one is going to come inside of here. So it kind of is staggered when we're all done. So this needs to be glued down. I feel so bad for her. But what do you do? What do you do? You can't stop Mother Nature. All right, that one's folded down. Now we're gonna go ahead and glue this one down too, so it's out of our way. Like I said, this one looks so much more difficult, but my goodness, if you guys have a lot of 6x12 paper, perfect opportunity. I mean, if you're not smashing a stack, you can do this with any 6x12. And I know a lot of times, if you're working on something, that is one size that you have a lot of. All right, I've got to give this a second to do its thing. Okay, last one. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to first glue this to this, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to see where I need to kind of glue it on the back side. Does that make sense? Oops, I went a little too far there, Ange. So I'm going to turn this so it's easier for me to line up. Okay. My sheets must not have been very straight, I'm guessing. All right, now, just to give this a little bit of security, I'm just going to, well, maybe take a bead of glue right here. The reason I waited to do that is because I've got that score line there, and I don't want it to, I want it to go into each other. So there you go. And you're done. Two 6 by 12 pieces of paper, one 12 by 12 sheet. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, the next one, we're only going to make one of these, and here's why. So I'm going to, the reason we're only going to do one is because I don't need a lot of these. These are cute. They go around the page. They're cute little pockets. But this I think we can use in a better way. And so the next project I'm going to show you in a second will be a good example of how we might be able to use this part of the sheet later. Actually, we probably could make two, I guess, but we don't really need to. This is also going to be a little bit, this is pretty heavy cardstock, so we'll see how this works. This was a little lighter cardstock. This is how easy this project is. You're going to fold it in half. Now, mine is one-sided, so therefore it's not going to be as pretty as something that would be two-sided, but that's okay. See, this is real heavy. So consider that if you're, I mean, that's why I kind of, sorry guys, that's why I decided to, see what happens is because this is so heavy, it doesn't bend, but it's not really going to matter. Just bear with me here. Is I mixed in with my regular paper pad, some thinner pieces, some one-sided, that kind of thing. All right, all you're going to do, and with this one, you might, if, see, like I said, this is not lined up. It's not going to matter right now. But because this is so thick, you might want to, instead of folding it in like I normally do, you may want to cut that off. And we can do that in a second if we want. So you would just simply go like that. You would fold this in, and you're just going to keep doing that. I guess that doesn't look so bad with the white and the green. And then I'll just show you the quick trick if you don't want all of that extra bulk. And it is pretty bulky. Let's see how much it helps if we take those edges off. So all you're going to do is open it up, and you're just trimming off each of those that you folded in. I guess we'll keep those two now that we cut them off. I said no scraps, so hold me to it. We can use those for baby tuck-ins or... All right, now I got to remember. There you go. And then all you're going to do is just glue right here. And that's going to take some, I'm going to use a Fabrifix for that because that's pretty heavy and slickery. Come on. There we go. I kind of got a mess here. All right, that one is finished. I'm going to hold it for a second just so. Now, the next one that I'm going to show you is you're going to need, again, a 12 by 12 piece of paper. However, in my first example, I was doing this with just 6 by 6 pieces of paper. So I had additional pages, if you will. And so I'm going to show you how to do it with just 4 pieces. And I'm going to show you how to add an additional piece. And that's where I think maybe one of these can come in handy. Okay. So here's my template. I'm not sure why I did that little piece there, but it's not really, I don't know if I would do that again. So page 1 is 2 little pockets. Page 2 is a flip up pocket. This page was the extra one because I was using a bunch of 6x6 pieces. And then this one is my back. So what we're going to do is make it with just the 4 pieces, and then I'll show you how to add that additional piece in. And here is the other example that I can, am I using this paper? I guess. Goodness gracious. I'm now down to 1 open window because all of the others are getting rained in. But the wind's starting to blow so hard that I'm like, oh, I might have to close that one too. Okay, all 6x6. Again, this is super, super easy. It looks way more difficult than it actually is. And then we might use one of these sheets, okay? This one, you need a front and a back. And I don't know, maybe we'll do it like this. We'll make this the front and this side the back. And you're going to score at 1/2 inch. So if I want this one to be my, mini Christmas. I should probably be watching the weather. All right, 1/2 inch. You're gonna fold this 1/2 inch piece just like that. This now becomes your cover. Now we're gonna do the same with this one, but we're going to score it here because I want this to be inside. So both of the front and the back will have the same design on it. All right. So imagine you got front and you got back. All right, set that aside, and then you're going to, which way do I want this one? Yeah, I think it'll be okay this way. So we're gonna make this one, we're gonna score it at 1/2 inch. And then we're gonna score it at 4 inches, I believe. Then we're going to turn it. Goodness. Okay, this is getting a little bit freaky. And we're going to score it at 3 inches. Because this is where we're going to make our pocket, okay? Set aside. We can go ahead and do this, actually, and cut this out so it's ready to roll. There we go. So there's what that one will look like. That will go inside there. Then the last one we're going to do, we're going to score at 1/2 inch and 4.5 inches. Again, every one of them is going to be scored at 1/2 inch because that's the way that we're going to put them together, if you will. 1/2 inch and 4.5. All right. Now let me show you what that's going to look. Let's put them all together as they are right now. We got the front side. We got one I put together where I'm going to fold it this way so that these two can go together here. So that kind of lays there. And then I do probably want to use my baby punch to go ahead and do these now. It's everywhere, it's everywhere. All right, let's go ahead and glue this one down. Let it get adhered to the other one. I'm starting to, I'm not even going to say the words out loud because I'm like, okay. I've been doing enough of these videos during bad weather. I don't need to do it. I don't need to have another experience with it. All right, I'm just going to hold that down for a second. is not what I wanted to do. Well, that's irritating. Should I change it? Well, first of all, it's upside down, my rainbows. But you know what? It's just a doodle, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm thinking, I better think quick. All right, I'm going to try to take them apart. And we're just going to have to say, well, Angela, nice job. There we go. You managed to get them upside down. But I really want, do I really want? You know. Let's just flip these the other way. There we go. I don't know. I do not know what is wrong with me today, but apparently I am one hot mess. I just don't know. I don't know what my problem is. This is how I had the other one, but see, they're still upside down. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to go with it. I don't know. I feel like I've had so many faux pas in this series, and it's probably because I'm just doing it when I'm not at home and I have distractions and weather issues and I'm in a different place. I'm just putting those down now. You'll notice I made that a little bit of a V so that they folded up nice. Okay. I didn't do this exactly right, but that's okay. All right, the next one. Which way do we want? Well, it's gonna, no, we're gonna keep it upside down, so, you know, there we go. I'm thinking I want it to go this way. I did the other one the other way, but now let me see when I fold this up. Where this all lines up, I want to make sure it's not. Okay, what I'm going to do is we're going to slide in another piece here, and this will still be the back. So, except for, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Let's see. This last one, where is that green piece? Right here. Let's add it in too. But because, those are kind of the same size. Let's see where we want. I'm almost thinking. Oh, and see, it's one-sided. So, what if we just do... What if we just bring it down about here? I'm just going to add that. And then we'll add that little 1/2 inch thing on here. Like I said, there's so many variations of this. It's just, you can do whatever you want. All right, so now, if I put this in here, that one's good. This one can go this way, and it should be down a little bit farther. And then this, nope, not this way. And then this one should go over here. It's because I messed this one up. I should just go back to bed. I'm trying to just make sure that they stack right. There we go. Okay, let's just glue these slowly but surely into each other. Okay, this one's good. We need to glue this one in. So all you need to remember with this, first of all, get your papers up right. I didn't even... always score at just your 1/2 inch for every single page. And then what you do on the other side is anything your little heart desires. You know, make them staggered, make them all fit inside each other. Whatever that looks like to you, do that. I'm going to wait on that. We're going to go ahead and get these glued because it takes a while. And you're just gluing those half-inch pieces together so they all fit the way you want. And so I wanted mine to be like a, you know, like a booklet. I don't know if you guys can hear any of that or not, but and strums like this don't normally bother me. But here's the thing. I'm out here in a place that I don't really know anything about, by myself with no vehicle and a dog. So, and I'm pretty certain my husband isn't just watching the weather to go, oh, I should probably go check on my wife. He's working. All right, there we go. Now, again, I probably made that more difficult than it really was, but it's not. I'm just going to round these edges, and I think I have 1 pocket or so to glue together, maybe 2. All right, so you open it up. You've got that first flip. You've got this. That could be writing space. That is going to need to be, this is going to need some washi tape. Just because this slickery stuff is hard to get to stay and lay down. Let's see, on a fun little, oh, see, that's not staying. On a fun little note, on the day that I'm recording this, you may already follow her, but if you don't, you should hop over and do so. Carol at Lily Rose Blue, who lives very near where I am staying, and I and Dave and her husband are going to have dinner tonight. So isn't that fun? We didn't get to go shopping together, but I've got, she has some purchases for me, and I've been collecting goodies for her for quite a while, and we have not got to see each other, so I could give them to her. So I'm excited to do that. All right, done. Now I am going to put a clamp on there. I don't have a lot of options, but I am going to do that just for a little while it stays together. What do we have left? Oh, this one should also be pretty easy. Okay. Here's what this is going to look like when it's done. This is my template, so I didn't glue it together. But we're going to have a pocket on the side, a top pocket, and then this piece is going to flop over as like an envelope. I haven't decided, if you guys have ideas on this piece, this seems kind of wasteful to, it needs to be doubled up because that's pretty thick cardstock, right? But I feel like I could have made a little hidden pocket in there. I didn't, but so all you need is a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I'm going to show you this because, well, at the rate I've been going, you need all the details possible. So you're going to score it at 6. You're going to score it then again at 10 inches, and I think I forgot to write down on that. At 10 inches right here, and at 5 inches. Oh yeah, I did say score at 5 inches right there. All right, so let's do that. We are using a one-sided, ooh, this is really light. One-sided sheet of paper, so we'll do our scoring on the back. So right in half. And this will be the last one today. And we're going to flip it. We're going to score it at 5 inches and 10 inches. Whoa, that went awry. There we go. So 5 and 10 inches. Now you're going to keep it. Can you guys see that? This one's going to be the short side right here, 5 inches. Now, what I would tell you is when these come together, they don't, the envelope lid, if you will, or flap, doesn't always, like when you flip it over like this, it doesn't necessarily line up perfectly. So we may have to make some little alterations to that flap. But you're going to cut it here. And then if it helps you, go ahead and make your notches, because that's easy, a kind of a nice visual. So you're going to notch it here, because eventually this is going to get turned over here and you're going to have a top pocket. Okay. And then you're going to have this one notched right here. So go ahead and put a notch in there. After this series, I probably lost all kinds of subscribers with my shenanigans. I don't know. I mean, I'm in the mood. I'm in the right headspace to do videos. It's just, it's just not going right. So if you're new and you're just watching, and if you have been here for a while and you're watching, just give me some grace, please. Pretty please. Now let's see. The reason that I cut this the first time, see, now I have to do a little bit of, on both sides, is because it was two-sided. I did think, well, perhaps I will, you know, like fold it back and then fold it up, and then I didn't. So I'm not sure why this particular one is not straight here, but it's probably, maybe my page wasn't straight or something like that. So let's just get this little bad boy out of the way. Let's make sure I'm going to trim off just a little teeny bit of this. Do you see where, I know you can probably not see that, but it's right where that score line was, and it might get caught up in there if I don't just take a sliver off. There we go. So we're just going to glue all of that shut. And I want to make sure the edges really get taken care of. Okay. I'm going to flip this up while I do that. And get it as nice as possible. And then I'm probably going to round the edges. Okay, now let's make sure that's going to fold nicely. That's going to fold nicely. This looks, I think I'm going to have to trim this one too. And I could have just put like a little V in these two, but I kind of like to see where they're going to fall before I do that, because it might not be needed, and I might get too carried away, and it might be too much. All right, let's do a little left-handed inking, apparently. I'm gonna do like, just to give it a little oomph. There we go. And I'm gonna use this Fabri-Tac. I don't really want to, because it seeps, you know, but I don't, again, you gotta work with what you got. And I am going to go across there and right here. Oh, gosh. I almost thought I did it wrong. Wouldn't be the first time in this series that I've had quite the... There you go. This should be dry enough by the time that I get this glued together that we will be able to round the corners. There, see, that's perfect. All right, now it just folds up. And I guess we could probably round these corners too. That'd be kind of cute. I'll have to distress all around it later, but ooh, I can't believe I just did that with all that wet glue. But I did. All right. And we're gonna fold this up, and this should fold down right on it perfectly, and there we have it. It's a little bit, it's a little. See, I didn't shimmy up this side of it. And that's just that little angle in it that keeps it from catching on there. All right, and there we have it. And that, my friends, is the last one for today's episode. So we were able to do our folio, our fold up pocket flip envelope. So I'm still gonna have to cut that off. And we did our folio where we added pages to as well, even though I didn't necessarily get them glued together. I made up for it. We did this little 6 by 12, and we did this one. So if you did this one, you would have 3 more pieces than I'm going to have, because I only did 1 today. But I do have this leftover piece, so we will use that later. I hope you're enjoying this series. I hope that I'm not confusing you or stressing you out too much with my on-the-road shenanigans. But please come back again. We're going to continue to work on this, and I'll give you some updates on where we are, how much we've done, how much we have left, and how many pages we have left. And we'll just see. We'll just keep on going. So until next time, friends, I hope you take on this challenge. It's a fun one. Remember to take time to just be, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.